The next installment in our Best Tactics series is dedicated to Overpass, so get your pens and paper and get ready for some amazing pro tactics. This A-split was executed by NAVI in their match versus Astralis in the Grand Final at Face It Major, London 2018. Edward was the first player to secure Playground and was forced to throw his smoke grenade to extinguish Device's Molly at T-start. After that, he secured Long. Simple threw his smoke toward Bathroom's exit and proceeded toward Long as well. Later, he threw his flashbang toward Bathrooms, so Edward could check that position. Zeus threw his flashbang toward Balloons and a Molly toward Banana, to the right of the Bathroom's position. For Electronic, the whole round started off by showing a NAVI presence at Monster in construction. He moved toward Monster, threw a Molly toward Short/Catwalk to deny the CT's early push in order to secure construction. Flashbangs were thrown toward construction from the Monster and T-start positions. As Electronic started rotating toward Bathrooms, Astralis focused on defending the B site. NAVI took advantage of that and secured Long and Bathrooms. NAVI started their A-site execution while having 3 players at Long and 2 players at Bathrooms. The A-site execution started immediately after Edward managed to kill Dupree, who was out of position at Long, with help from Simple's flashbang. He rushed Long immediately and threw his Molly and a flashbang toward Bank to cut off Device from that position. He tried to attack the site with his teammates at Bathrooms and Banana and plant the bomb. Zeus started the A-site execution from Banana by throwing his smoke toward CT and a flashbang over the plant area, which would allow his teammates at Long to get into the site easier. After a pop flash, Simple followed Edward and extended his Molly at Bank. His objective was to push toward Bank Car and win the fight versus the players at CT and truck positions. Flamey threw a flashbang over the plant area to support his teammates' push from Bathrooms and Banana. He followed up on Edward and Simple's Mollies by throwing one of his own toward the same position. After extending Zeus's smoke at CT, he tried to cover Edward holding the CT, truck, and bank angles. Electronic's objective was the easiest. He needed to enter the site with his gun out. 3 Mollies thrown toward Bank totally isolated Device from the fight, gave NAVI some time, and allowed them to increase their numbers advantage. Eventually, Zeus and Electronic made the mistake of crossing Device's angle without any cover, which resulted in 2 frags for the day, but NAVI still had done enough to win the round. This round is from the second half of the Grand Final between NAVI and Astralis, and it has 2 parts as well. Astralis started the round by throwing 3 nades toward CT stairs in mid. Dupree moved toward Long on his own and secured Bathrooms. Glaive waited at Playground, only to throw a smoke toward Bathrooms. Magisk immediately moved to Connector, where he was lucky to escape Simple's op shot. Zipnix tried to delay the CT's push at Catwalk with a Molly and a spray through the wall, while Device controlled Monster with an op. Opposite to NAVI's tactics, Astralis had 4 players at Bathrooms and Banana with only 1 player at Long. With all the preparations done, Astralis started their nade execution. Device threw his smoke between the car and the middle box in the plant area and started slowly moving toward Long, but was taken down by Simple. Dupree threw his smoke between the middle box and truck, followed by a flashbang thrown in the same direction. Magisk threw his smoke straight toward truck, and when he got closer to the plant, used his Molly, throwing it toward Bank. Zipnix and Glaive, having just a single HE between the 2 of them, just attacked the site. The wall of smokes executed by Astralis totally cut off the CT's vision of the T's movements. In the case that the CTs do not have much utility and are unable to delay the site execution, there's a real possibility of being swept away by the attacking T's. In the 11th round of Istanbul's Blast Pro Series Grand Final versus MIBR, they decided to catch their opponents off guard by applying a fast, but still thoroughly prepared, B-site execution. Device headed for the underpass corridor, and threw an anti-rush molly towards stairs. So he threw a defensive flashbang and retreated toward construction to join back up with his teammates. Glaive showed Astralis' intention to secure playground mid and long by throwing an anti-rush flashbang in HE towards stairs in mid. Dupree rushed through pipe, extinguishing Cold Zera's anti-rush molly and, accompanied by Magisk, secured construction. Zipnix helped his teammates to secure construction as well. He denied a possible CT push from CATWALK by throwing an anti-rush molly there. When everything was set, and with 1:20 still left on the clock, the execution began. Device's objective was to isolate Heaven with a smoke and support his teammates entering the site by throwing a flashbang toward CATWALK. In this round, he had an AK and stayed to cover his team's back. Glaive threw a perfect smoke toward the plant area, which cut off the CT's vision of what was happening at the site and partially, Monster from Heaven, CT Help, and Jungle. Also, he was the first to enter the site to check barrels and slope. Dupree was responsible for throwing a molly toward Jungle, and Magisk threw his toward CT Help. The idea was to distract the CTs from holding their angles in those positions, get a small window of time, and use it to slip into the plant area. After throwing mollies, Dupree and Magisk entered the site quite easily. Zipnix was in the support/lurker role. He threw a flashbang toward CATWALK, letting Glaive into the site, and then joined his teammates there by heading through Monster. Team Liquid used this setup in their ESL Pro League Season 8 semifinal versus MIBR. Twists was responsible for holding Monster. He started off with a default anti-rush molly toward Monster exit and secured barrels. During the round, he threw his flashbang and smoke to delay a possible Monster execution. At the B site, Twist was accompanied by Taco, who used his molly to guard against a rush as well. As soon as he got to CT Help, he threw it toward pipe exit at construction and continued checking the position by jumping at sandbags. He also provided a pretty cool support smoke for Twists to cut off Monster. Nav, who was in the closest spawn to the bathrooms and had a farm gun, concentrated on delaying a possible push from Fountain and Playground by throwing a smoke toward stairs, flashbang toward T-Start, and a molly toward balloons. From the very beginning of the round, Nitro, who was also on a farm gun, and Elige, who had an AUG, headed toward Underpass. As soon as they got there, Nitro threw his smoke toward the Underpass corridor, so the stairs and door couldn't be seen from the T side of Ladder Room, and then was boosted onto the pipes. Elige then switched to holding the Underpass entrance and set up a crossfire with Naf, which resulted in a 2-for-1 trade and Naf's retreat toward the A site. Nitro managed to get a frag of his own. This series of trades gave Team Liquid all the necessary information about MIBR's rotations, and they used that info well. Their setup in the late stage of the round is also worth mentioning. Twists immediately pushed Monster and secured an unpredictable position at the Monster area start. Naf and Taco, in turn, set up a cool boost behind the fence near Truck. Taco, who was the player on top, held both bathrooms and long angles, which eventually resulted in a frag and a 3v1 versus Fallen. Coming back from a 0-5 deficit to even it up at 5-5 in the Star Series I-League Season 6 semifinal, Vegas Squadron continued applying pressure on NRG in the 11th round. The setup's success mainly depended on JR's utility mastery. He threw a smoke toward T-Start from CT spawn, and laid down a molly near the blooming smoke a few moments later. A support flashbang toward Fountain followed just before he moved toward Underpass with an AWP. Securing the necessary positions by his teammates heavily depended on the speed and precision with which he threw those nades. Tony, Black, and Crush were the aggressors in this round. Their boost paid off immediately, resulting in an unanswered frag onto Breezy, and let them and JR quickly rotate back toward the A site. Fuji and Chopper, the initial B site defenders, secured their positions in the default way. Fuji threw a Molly and an HE toward Monster to stave off a rush and secured barrels. As soon as Chopper got to CT health, he threw a Molly toward Pipe exit and followed it up with an HE and Flashbang in the same direction. NRG reacted to the frag on Breezy with an immediate B-site execution. They bombarded barrels with several HEs from construction, and Chopper had to throw his smoke toward Catwalk. The B-site defender's micro-adjustment plus a well-timed rotation from JR, Crush, and Tony Black was enough to bring the situation to a 3v1 in their favor, only to lose it out in the end to Daps. Three maps done, and 4 maps still to go. Choose the one you'd like our next installment of the Best Tactics series to be about, and write it in the comments.